that stuck there adopt the new kind of strategies. So these are the 200 individuals aged 30 to 65 years. Data for this purpose sampling has been used. And some of the questionnaires, pre-structured, focus group discussion, all the social science methodology I have used for understanding the incidents. Now see, these photographs are captured inside 10 kilometers inside the Boxer tiger reserve. So I got the permission from DFO to go inside the forest areas, and these cultivations by the Rafa group, basically forest department has given this land to cultivate for regenerating these cut off trees. So not other things. So this is the major source of income even today among these tribes who are living forest fringe areas in northern part of Bengal, the migratory study population also. So this is the natural thing. You have a very good climatic conditions and all the soil compositions, the temperatures, all are regulating inside the forest areas, which is basically illegal in nature. It is not able to, because Indian Forest Act are not giving permission to do it, the cultivation inside the reserve forest areas. But some order has been passed by Boxer Tiger Reserve authorities for the regeneration of the forest by giving the opportunity to villagers to cultivate inside the forest areas. Now see, this is a sample size, and most of the study participants, they acknowledge that yes, climate is changing. I have put some of the question where summer is increased. Yes. Bitterness of cold during winter increased. No. Rainfall during rainy season decrease? Yes. What is the major shift of the climate season? Is there any shift? Yes. What kind of impact happened in which sectors? Most impacted in food supply chain, followed by the fuel availability, and then health. Because their economy based on the fuel collections from the nearby forest, and they depend on the cultivations which they cultivate and consume themselves. So that is why the food supply chain is very hampered among them. So then I put some of the questions that related to the food productions, as the food supply chain is the major drivers for the impact of the climate change, climate variability. That is not supported crop production. Yes, not supported. Crop intensive infestation and diseases. Yes. Cost of the crops are increasing. Yes. So then I go to the very specific question, because the population are living fringe forest areas related to livelihood of the forest. Excessive devegetations, they are basically they are hiding that questions because they are doing some of the illegal jobs, right? Don't know. Fuel scarcity, yes. Decline of the forest resources, yes. Due to low production, they don't know the people are migrating. But the very important thing is the elephant attack. This huge elephant attack, you see there 98% households, they are suffering by elephant attack. They are not getting the sufficient amount of paddy for their own cultivations. So what they are doing? They have to depend on cutting the forest and selling into the nearby market for their survivals. There is no options. One of the paper published in 2010 in Human Biology Review, I showed that the degree of uncertainty how force the people to adopt the cutting the tree in the forest and selling in the nearby market. Only building the law and forcing the law to the people is not the justice, and the human violations, justice of the ethics should totally keep it in the mind. So see, they have adopted the strategies. How? They shortening the growing season. Somebody telling them they shortening the growing season. They planting hybrid variety of crops, but some of the hindrance, that is the forest villages. Whenever the forest villages they declare, so they have not getting all the benefits from the local government, the panchayat and block, because they are telling that these forest villages basically controlling by the forest departments, not their jurisdictions. Next, elephant attack and lack of irrigations. So elephant attack and other attack is very important. Now this is the perception of the local people. Whether these perceptions is resembles the local climatic change, I am very fortunate that the agricultural department, the local agricultural department shared with the data. See, there's an oscillations of annual rainfall, huge. There's a decreasing trend of rainy days. There is a huge oscillations in the trend of month-wise rainfall during rainy seasons. The slope are showing decreasing in nature. All these slopes are showing decreasing in nature, not increasing in nature. So, as a result, they cut the forest and they are trying to reserve the forest in their home. This is basically the loss of biodiversities and the major anthropogenic drivers of climate change. Rather, I am telling, in micro level, this is climate variability. Nobody can predict that which day, in which season, the rainy season. You know, I did some of the work among the Santal tribal community in southern part of Bengal. What they said that before 15 to 20 years, when we realized we chanting something to the gods, within immediate effect of the 15 days, rain is coming. But now, after 3 months, rain not yet coming. So they failed their indigenous understanding also, the variability also, right? So these are the scenario, but there are some opportunities to protect, to regenerate, to increase their incomes, right? So that's the elephant food they can cultivate, which is not consumable by the elephant. And this is also good for their market price. Some of the families they are doing, we are suggesting, and they are doing something, they are getting much more better crop. Second is the ecosystem. The block development, they consulted with us and they used some fund from the government of India. They got the 6 crores and 50 lakhs funds for doing some of the ecotourism. And thirdly is the plantations. Some of their cropland, they can convert it into the teak plantations, which is very much economic beneficial for their livelihood. So these can capable them in both in terms of their economy and also for the sustainable understanding of their area. So as a whole, they have perceived the changing nature of the different parameters. Yes, but the important thing is that their habitat constraints always put them in pressure that what kind of change they are wanting. They are wanted to try the different kind of mitigations, but the problem is their habitat. That is the major thing. The government of India, they passed some regulation as per Forest Rights Acts 2006 and amendment up to 2012 and so on and so forth. Now it is changing. They wrote 4 repetitive letters to the government of West Bengal to change these forest villages into the revenue village, but still the administrative procedure is not happening. Some of the villages they are getting patta, but this is not the official patta for they are getting the whole land. So my acknowledgement to Arctic Centers, also ICMOD for selecting me at least to present this kind of work, to share my knowledge, my principles of study participation, the funding agencies, the block officers, agricultural department, and they need the better life for their future. And if you want to see some of the activities, I am doing very little activities, so you can go through my website. This is a personal website, Suman Chakraborty at the TikTok, https://sumanchakraborty.com.